This is an incoming transmission from Nick Fury. I need you for the Avengers Initiative. I'm just kidding. I'm just like this for Halloween. Um, kind of look like the governor, some people say, or Nick Fury. So it's a whatever costume. It's something to put up. I'm filming this on Halloween. I just realized that the Commander 2014 cards have been released and have been fully spoiled for the deck list. So I would like to do a review and explain every card. I'm only going to review the new cards that have been released. There's some noteworthy reprints that I will talk about in a bit once the review is done. And I'm going to say as well which deck is the best one in my opinion. So let's get right to it. So we're moving on with a Commander 2014 set review. And already, looking at the first card, which is white, Nahiri the Lithomancer. 3 colorless, 2 white. Now, the thing about this commander set is completely different than the other ones. They go by colors. So they go by single colors actually. They go by white, blue, black, red, and green. Not like the previous ones where they had multiple colors. So this time around, it is monocolored. So that's basically the deal behind this. So moving on to the first. So Nahiri the Lithomancer. As you can see in the picture, she looks very familiar. What does she remind you of? That is Stoneforge Mystic, indeed. So she has the ability for a +2 to put a 1/1 White Core Soldier creature token onto the battlefield. You may attach an equipment you control to it. -2, you may put an equipment card from your hand or graveyard onto the battlefield. And then her -10, put a colorless equipment artifact token named Stoneforge Blade onto the battlefield. It has indestructible. Equipped creature gets +5/+5 and has double strike and equip 0. And Nahiri the Lithomancer can be your commander with loyalty of 3. This is nuts. This is an amazing planeswalker. Why? No, her -2 is a callback to her old ability from the Stoneforge Mystic days, where she was able to bring something to the graveyard. Not something to the graveyard, my mistake. It's just crazy because it's not just your hand, it is your graveyard as well. So, wow, like, that blows me away. And also the +2 is definitely beneficial. You spawn more creature tokens and that sort and all that. Her -10 is bonkers. Like, I mean, to pull this off, it is insane. An indestructible equipment and equip a 0 to have +5/+5 and double strike. That is probably a finishing move for the ultimate. And I definitely love the art on this card. The art on this card is amazing. I mean, you see the little pinnacles floating in the air of Zendikar and all that. And I mean, wow, like, I love it. I love it. As well as the others I'm going to explain right now. I'm going to have to pick between these 5, so bear with me. So we move on to Teferi Temporal Archmage. Temporal Archmage. 4 colors, 2 blue. +1, look at the top 2 cards of your library. Put one of them into your hand and the other on the bottom of your library. Okay, so that card manipulation right there. -1, on top up to 4 target permanents. That is really nice for a -1. -10, you get an emblem with you may activate loyalty abilities of planeswalkers you control on any player's turns anytime you could cast an instant. What? That is insane. With loyalty of 5, that is crazy. That just changes the whole concept of how planeswalkers work. Planeswalkers, as you know, when they activate their abilities, it's a sorcery. You can only do it during your turn. Fortunately, with this card around, you can activate it as if for an instance. It makes it so awesome. Like, I mean, it's really cool. Other than that, he's really good. I like the cunning tactics this card brings about. So, it's very nice. I would probably play it. Looks fun. Omnixless of the Black Oath. 3 colors, 2 black. Now, there's something cool about this card. What do you see that is different this time around? Omnixless, usually you see him as demon form. This is his human form, which is rarely seen. And it looks pretty badass, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, so his +2 says each opponent loses 1 life, you gain life equal to the life losses. Wait, okay. -2, put a 5/5 black demon creature token with flying onto the battlefield. You lose 2 life. Not bad. That's a pretty good aggro ability. -8, you get an emblem with 1 colorless, 1 black. Sacrifice a creature. You gain X life and draw X cards, where X is the sacrificed creature's power. Wow. 3 loyalty. This card is has good synergy. The +2, yeah, you could dwindle away with it, but I would play for -2 and then hopefully ultimate soon. -2 is really nice. Like if you want to maintain board presence. The -8 is strictly, I think, end game or something like that. You know that you would do that. Um, to me, I'll just synergize with it. Just do the -2 and -8. But that's just me though. So we move on to the red planeswalker, the Ready Scrap Savant, 3 colorless, 1 red, and he says +2, discard up to 2 cards, then draw that many cards. Yeah, okay. -2, sacrifice an artifact. If you do, return target artifact from your graveyard to the battlefield. Okay. -10, you get an emblem with whenever an artifact is put into your graveyard from the battlefield, return that card to the battlefield at the beginning of the next end step. The Ready Scrap Savant can be your commander, blah blah blah. All of them have that. I don't know why. I just read that. Loyalty 3. I'm gonna be honest with you. People might say that he's not a very good planeswalker, but here's the catch here. This is a great planeswalker. Why? Because if you have 2 cards you don't like, you discard them, and then you draw that many. So just to refresh your hand, which is really nice. The sacrifice an artifact, yes. You could, sacrifice it and then return artifact. And fortunately, some artifacts have triggers when they enter the battlefield, and that creates a great clause. What makes this planeswalker good as well is what makes it different from all the other planeswalkers. I'm going to cover the green one in a bit. Is you get an emblem as well. I mean, when you have an emblem, it's really nice. Teferi has it too. Nixless has it too, and the Ready has it too. Just one of the 3 that have the emblem. So that's a thing that it could die off the ultimate, or if you still have more remaining, you could still go through with it. But I'd say it's good. Probably a little bit underrated. You could do amazing things with this card, to be honest. I mean, I have the perfect card that can work with this, and that card is Wormcoil Engine, which so happens to be in the red deck list of this deck, which is simply amazing. Why? Because Wormcoil Engine, I'll explain in a bit, that it has amazing ability when it dies, and then you bring it back again, which is simply amazing. It just blows my mind. Next we move on to the green one, Freyalise Lenoir's Fury, 3 colors, 2 green. You're rocking the eye patch. Lenoir's Fury, Nick Fury. +2, put a 1/1 green elf druid creature token onto the battlefield with tap, add green to your mana pool. 1 green. -2, destroy target artifact or enchantment. -6, draw a card for each green creature you control. 3 loyalty. I say it's a good card. It's pretty versatile. Ramping, situational, and draw card advantage. It's good. I like it. Especially, it is the cheapest one, loyalty wise. Cheapest one to get to the ultimate, which is really cool. But I have to pick a commander, planeswalker. Which one am I gonna pick? I am gonna have to go with Nahiri the Lithomancer. That is simply amazing. You generate tokens for +1. You're able to equip equipment, and you can put the equipment from hand or graveyard, and her ultimate just blows me away. I mean, simply amazing. I mean, I will say in a bit which commander deck I'm gonna pick, so just stay tuned for that. Jazal Goldmane, 2 colorless, 2 white. So, the story about Jazal, he is actually a Johnny's brother who was killed in, I forgot which expansion it was, but a Johnny becomes a Johnny Vengeance, seeking vengeance for Jazal's death. So they brought this card around, which is really nice and it's pretty flavorful. So this is a legendary creature, Cat Warrior, first strike, 3 colorless, 2 white. Attacking creatures you control get +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the number of attacking creatures. 4/4. I say it's good. It works pretty good. I like it. If you have a lot of creatures, very beneficial card. And first strike, yeah, it's definitely a very big deal, and I like it a lot. I like it. Stitcher Geralf, 3 colorless, 2 blue. 2 colorless, 1 blue. You tap it. Each player puts the top 3 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard. Exile up to 2 creature cards. Put it to graveyard this way. Put an XX blue zombie creature token onto the battlefield, where X is the total power of the cards exiled this way. 3/4. Okay. This is a graveyard manipulation type of deal card, and I like that. Unfortunately, I'm not the type that likes to manipulate graveyards that much. Stitcher Geralf works well, but I prefer them to be, I think, black would be the best color to put him in. I understand he is blue and all that, you know, and Innistrad days, in the Innistrad block, Geralf's Messenger and Geralf's Mind Crusher, Geralf's Messenger was black, Mind Crusher was blue, and he has the blue-black deal with all that. And his creatures are those colors, which are Dimir colors, but I prefer him to be black. That's just me, though, to do all of that, which is really cool. But unfortunately, he's not. He's blue. Still like him, though. Monocolored Gissa, which is the black one that we have now. 3 colors, 2 black. And for 1 black, you tap, sacrifice another creature. Put X 2/2 black creature tokens onto the battlefield. X is the sacrifice creature's power. 3/4. That is amazing. That is a really nice card. I definitely love this card. It's cheap. The ability is cheap to do, and to bring out black zombies for the amount of creature's power, I love it. It's amazing. The possibilities, just bring out a big fatty and then just kill it, and then have it flood in with zombies on the battlefield. I mean, that's really cool. Love that. Fell down on the 3rd path. What color is 2 red? For 2 colors and a red, you tap it. You put a token into the battlefield that's a copy of target creature card in your graveyard, except it's an artifact. In addition to its other types, it gains haste. Sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. 2/3. She will come back to me. Well, basically, from what I see from this card is that it's really cool. I like it. It's basically a flavorful. Kind of like it, saying that she will come back to me. Just the flavor text alone, they bring something from the graveyard, and you bring it out, and then you bring it with haste and all that. It's a very good combat trick. It's really nice, but I've seen it used many times. It's just something refreshing that you get to do it on the graveyard. I don't recall cards that do that really, but it's just something that's been done before, in my opinion, and it's not too overwhelming or anything like that. So that's just me, though. He is cheap, though. I mean, he's converted mana cost 3 mana, so that's a plus. Titiana, Protector of Argoth. 3 colors, 2 green. When Titiana, Protector of Argoth, enters the battlefield, return target land card from a graveyard to the battlefield. When a land you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, put a 5/3 green elemental token onto the battlefield. 5/3. Land manipulation, basically. Who do I see that might work well with this? I don't know, really, to be honest. It is a fun concept, and it's a concept not used much, but I appreciate the efforts they put into this card to make it work. So now I have to pick 1 card out of the 5, and I say Monocolored Gissa wins because the fact that she has a cheap ability able to bring out more creatures, add more creatures, is really nice. So I like it. I mean, Jazal Goldmane is good as well, and so is Feldon on the 3rd path. It's good for value and all that, and the other 2 as well. but I have to pick gold color gear, so that's just me. Um, yeah, that's what I'll go with. Definitely that. Next we have Angelic Field Marshal with a new mechanic called Lieutenant, exclusively for this set. And she's a flyer with convert mana cost 2 colors, 2 white. And it says, as long as you control your commander, Angelic Field Marshal gets +2/+2, and creatures you control have vigilance 3/3. I like the mechanic Lieutenant. That gives a benefit when you have your commander in the field. It's really nice, giving the additional benefit just with the mechanic itself. I mean, it's really cool. And I do love angels, if you don't know. I plan to make a Commander EDH deck with angels, so I'm still working on it. She might go in there, just for that. Storm Surge Kraken, 3 colors, 2 blue. Hexproof. I love Hexproof. Oh my god. Hexproof is a tits. I mean, that's amazing. As long as you control your commander, Storm Surge Kraken gets +2/+2. It has whenever Storm Surge Kraken becomes blocked, you may draw 2 cards, 5/5. What? That is awesome. I like that. It's really nice. I said, "Oh, you're gonna swing. All right, let me block with this 5/5. Just hope that it doesn't die during combat. If it lives during combat, then you're good and you get your draw card advantage. Hexproof is the big part because spells can't really kill it. That's what makes it nice. So, Demon of Wailing Agonies, 3 colors, 2 black, flying. As long as you control your commander, Demon of Wailing Agonies gets +2/+2 and has whenever a Demon of Wailing Agonies deals combat damage to a player, that player sacrifices a creature. I've seen this done before. Yes, it's a flyer. It has the ability to strike, but the thing is, if the opponent has other flyers, you gotta be sure that you're open, that you can just swing away and go with it, you know. And that would make it a real powerhouse if you're able to do that. Perhaps maybe something to equip it and make it unblockable or something like that. Um, but basically that's what you got to take in account for. So it's a cool card though. I like it. I like the art too. It's really nice. Tyrant's Familiar, 5 colors, 2 red. The expensive of the 5. Flying Haste. I do love dragons though. Dragons are wow. That's one of the best things of Magic. Like dragons, like they blow my mind. I mean, I love them. As long as you control your commander, Tyrant's Familiar gets +2/+2 and has whenever Tyrant's Familiar attacks, it deals 7 damage to target creature defending player controls 5/5. Yeah, I mean you're basically you're burning them once you have the benefit. It does have haste. It's good, but expensive, unfortunately. But it's a cool card. I mean, I gotta give it to them for effort. They're really good, so it's really good. Thunderfoot Baloth, 4 colors, 2 green, trample. As long as you control your commander, Thunderfoot Baloth gets +2/+2, and other creatures you control get +2/+2, and trample 5/5. Basically, benefit of giving trample and giving 2/2s to other creatures and all that. So that's really good, actually. So if I had to pick one out of the 5, which one would I pick? I would have to go with. This is a difficult decision. Keep in mind. I would have to go with Storm Surge Kraken, I guess. The other cards are good as well, but it's just my opinion. It has survivability with the hexproof. So they just put a spell on it and then it says nope, it doesn't go through. What are you gonna do about it? So yeah, definitely that. I mean, the hexproof makes a big difference. The other cards are really good as well. I won't argue and I won't judge if you like the other cards, but that's just my opinion. Next, we have the offering cycle that came along in this set as well. We have Benevolent Offering, Intellectual Offering, Infernal Offering, Volcanic Offering, and Sylvan Offering. Basically, the offering cycle is this. You wreak a benefit, and the opponent gets the benefit as well. So, now, I'm not going to read them. I'm just going to pick which one is the best one. And I'm just skimming through them really quick, and seeing which one is the best in my opinion. And I'm going to have to go with... Yeah, you know what? I have to go with the white one, right? White is good. Yeah, the white one is definitely good because you get to have creatures on the battlefield, and also you gain 2 life for each creature on the battlefield as well. As well as your opponent gets the same thing. Really, it's what can I say? It's you get the benefit and your opponent gets the benefit. It's not like one of my favorite cards to be honest, but that's just me, you know. You know, I gotta be honest. Like I really don't know. I really don't know. Blue people say blue because you get draw card advantage. Black because of creatures sacrifice, drawing, get graveyard manipulation and all that. And so basically it's your choice what you like. In my opinion, I wouldn't play them. I'm just sinister like that. I'm just evil like that. I wouldn't play any of these to be honest. I mean, I wouldn't. If there was a card that said, "Oh, ignore the opponent gains claws," then yeah, I would say yeah that I would pick it. But if I had to pick, it would be the white one, definitely. And then we're moving on to these cards over here. We have um, wow, a lot of text for that card. Usually, when it's a lot of text, it's not a good thing. Calm Uppins, 3 colors, 1 white. Prevent all damage will be dealt to you on the planeswalkers you control this turn by sources you don't control. If damage from a creature source is prevented this way, Calm Uppins deals that much damage to that creature. If damage, too much text. Yeah, never mind. Breaching Leviathan, that's expensive. 7 colors, 2 blue. While Breaching Leviathan enters the battlefield, if you cast it from your hand, tap all non-blue creatures. Those creatures don't untap during their controller's next untap steps. 9/9. Yeah, it's good. Raving Dead, 4 colors, 1 black. Death Touch. At the beginning of combat on your turn, choose an opponent at random. Raving Dead attacks that player this combat if able. Whenever Raving Dead deals combat as a player, that player loses heads. What? Damn. That's really nice, actually. 2/6. That's really nice. Incite Rebellion. 4 colors, 2 red. For each player, Incite Rebellion deals damage to that player and each creature that player controls equal to the number of creatures he or she controls. That's good, burn. Lifeblood Hydra. X colorless, 3 green. Trample. Lifeblood Hydra enters the battlefield at X +1/+1 counters on it. When Lifeblood Hydra dies, you gain life and draw cards equal to its power. 0/0. I don't like Hydra. I just don't. It's against my morals. I gotta unite the Avengers. And I have to say Raving Dead. Why? Death Touch. End of story. End of story. Death Touch. Greatest mechanic ever. Love it. Next we go on to these over here. Containment Priest. 1 colorless, 1 white. Flash. If an untoken creature would enter the battlefield and it wasn't cast, exile it instead. 2/2. Not bad. Domineering Will. 3 colors, 1 blue. Instant. Target player gains control of up to 3 target non-attacking creatures until end of turn. Until those creatures they block this turn if able. Okay. Nice combat track. Flesh Carver. 2 colors, 1 black. Intimidate. Intimidate. Love it. 1 colors, 1 black. Sacrifice another creature. Put 2 +1/+1 counters on Flesh Carver. When Flesh Carver dies, put an XX black horror creature token as a battlefield. X is Flesh Carver's power. Pump and populate. I like it. Impact Resonance. 1 colors, 2 red. 1 red. Impact Resonance deals X damage. Divided as you choose among any number of target creatures. X is the greatest amount of damage dealt by a source to a permanent of player this turn. Cheap. I like it. I like that trick. It's pretty cheap and good. Siege Behemoth. 5 colors, 2 green. Hexproof. As long as Siege Behemoth is attacking for each creature you control, you may have that creature assign its combat damage as though it weren't blocked. 7/4. That's a little strange on Siege Behemoth, to be honest. Well, if I would have to pick one, I'm going to have to say Impact Resonance because it's the cheapest one, and I do love me some burns. So, it's a done deal. Next, we have Deploy to the Front. 5 colors, 2 white. Put X 1/1. white soldier creature tokens onto the battlefield, where X is the number of creatures on the battlefield. It's kind of funny. You put the soldiers. Yeah, it's basically like cloning. Yeah, pretty cool. I like it. Expensive though. Well of Ideas, 5 colors on blue. When Well of Ideas enters the battlefield, draw 2 cards. At the beginning of each other player's draw step, that player draws an additional card. At the beginning of your draw step, draw 2 additional cards. Yeah, it's good. Spoils of Blood, 1 black. Put an XX black horror creature token to the battlefield, where X is the number of creatures that died this turn. Instant. Very cheap, and it's very good, I gotta say. Scrap Mastery, 3 colors, 2 red. Each player exiles all artifact cards from his or her graveyard, then sacrifices all artifacts he or she controls. Then puts all cards he or she exiled this way up to the battlefield. Whoa, what shenanigans ensue with this card? I mean, you bring it out, disappears, comes back. I mean, it's crazy. Song of the Dryads, 2 colors, 1 green, enchant permanent. Enchanted permanence is a colorless forest land. I do like the Song of the Dryads. Why? Because it's something completely different and something that's rarely done. You know, I would pick it because it's something different and unique, but I'm gonna have to go with Spoils of Blood. Why? It is extremely cheap. For 1 black, you can do that. That is amazing. I mean, love it. It's so awesome. Next, we have these cards over here. Oh man, this sucks. There's 1 card that's in a different language, and unfortunately, no, actually I know how to read it. I am Cuban and this is Spanish, so there should be no problem. Okay, Nomad's Assembly, 4 colors, 2 white. I was making sure it was in Spanish, so. Put a 1/1 white core soldier creature token that's about for each creature control. Rebound. Oh wow, this has rebound. That's pretty cool. I like that. Yep. Yeah, rebound. Whew. Wow, they brought rebound back. That's awesome. And then this one, Vendaval del Eter, 3 colors, 2 blue, Conjuro. Spanish, it means sorcery. Regresa 6 permanentes objetivo que no sean tierra a las manos de sus propiedades. Yeah. Basically, it says return 6 permanents that are not land to the hands of whoever permanent that you, basically it's saying target, so target permanent, so you could target the opponent, or you could target yourself. So yeah. Wake the Dead. Oh, 1x2 black. Cast Wake the Dead only during combat on an opponent's turn. I'm so sorry, I'm messing up so much. It's so much I have done. Return X target creature cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. Sacrifice those creatures at the beginning of the next end step. Yeah, that's a good combat trick. I gotta say, it's really cool. You could only do it on your opponent's turn, though. That's the downside, somewhat. Bitter Feud, 4 colors, 1 red. As Bitter Feud enters the battlefield, choose 2 players. If the source controlled by one of the chosen players will deal damage to the other chosen player of a permanent that player controls, that source deals double that damage to that player or permanent instead. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. I mean, you get to pick, you get to you, and then you take this, and then like it's really cool. Wolf Colors, how 3 colors, 1 green. At the beginning of your upkeep, put X 2/2 green wolf creatures onto the battlefield, where X is the number of your opponents with 4 or more cards in hand. We have a winner, and I say Nomad's Assembly, just because as a rebound mechanic, rebound is amazing. I can't believe they brought that back. Really good. Next we have Hallowed Spirit Keeper, 1 color, 2 white. Vigilance, when the Hallowed Spirit Keeper dies, put X 1/1 white spirit creature tokens on the battlefield with flying, where X is the number of creature cards in your graveyard. Yeah, it's cool. Reform. Oh my god, yeah, I know, I read this card. Reform is the inception of inceptions of inceptions. If one creature dies, a bigger one comes. That creature dies, a bigger one comes. You know what I say about it? Why? What if it gets exiled? Wow, wow, wow. Moving on. Overseer of the Damned. 5 colors, 2 black, flying. Overseer of the Damned enters the battlefield. You may destroy target creature. I like that. Whenever a non-token creature that an opponent controls dies, put a 2/2 black zombie creature token onto the battlefield tapped. 5/5. That is awesome. It would be sinister if that had Death Touch. Oh my god, if that had Death Touch, wow. Warmonger Hellkite. 4 colors, 2 red, flying. All creatures attack each combat available. 1 color is 1 red. Attacking creatures get +1/+0 until end of turn. And keep in mind, it is pumpable, so you could do it multiple times. So you could go for 2, for 4, for 6, for 8, you know, and so on. 5/5. I like it. It's cool. Uh-oh. We got Nihongo here, which means Japanese in Japanese. Creeper Hulk. It says 3 colors, 2 green. Creature, plant, elemental, trample. 1 color, 1 green. Target creature control has base power toughness 5/5 against trample until end of turn. It's really good, especially if you have weak creatures around. I recommend doing it with the ramp type of creatures, which is really cool. Well, if I had to pick one, it would have to be Overseer the Damned. I just love the ability when it enters and the ability when it does combat. I mean, it's really nice. Next, we have these 5 here. You know what? I'm going to make this quick, very simple. I already know the winner, who it is. There's going to be a card that is definitely going to be... all these cards are great, I'm going to be honest. They're all great. The white one, Fell the Mighty. I mean, that's a great card, but this is one of the greatest things, and I'm going to make a speculation right now, and I'm going to make a long shot as well. So here we go. Best card of the 5 right here. Dual Caster Mage. 1 colors, 2 red. Human Wizard. Creature Human Wizard. Flash. This sounds familiar. I wonder, what does Dual Caster Mage remind me of? Oh, Snapcaster Mage. Yes. This is Snapcaster Mage's brother. I love that. While Dualcaster Mage enters the battlefield, copy target instant or sorcery spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. 2/2. Oh my god, when this card was spoiled, my mind just blew up. And I mean, this card is simply amazing. I say go out and get this card as much as you can. I mean, this is ridiculous. This is bonkers. I mean, I can't stress it enough how amazing this card is. I mean, the fact that it's only legacy legal and commander EDH and all that, you know, it kind of saddens me, but it's a good thing as well, because, you know, people tend to speculate and they look around to see what the best card is. This card is going to go up in price, I know for a fact, because it has the same effect as Snapcaster Mage. I already have ideas brewing in my head what I can do with this card, because I do play other formats with red and blue and all that sort, because I like it. Those are my colors. Definitely the best card. Definitely buy as much as you can. Definitely get as many. I mean, it's amazing. Speculation is over. This is my long shot. Here we go. My guess is, and this has happened before. This has happened before, so I'm just saying, either be prepared or not. This card might, just might, be reprinted in a new set to become standard legal and modern legal. I may be wrong. I've been wrong about speculations before. I failed. I had failed in some speculations and all that, you know. And some, you know, I've been good with it. But I'm saying right now, this is a long shot. I might be right. I might be wrong. Dualcaster Mage, I'm going to call it, is going to get reprinted in a set that's going to become standard, modern legal, end of story. That's the biggest guess. If that happens, this card is going to be a big deal in modern. It's going to see a lot of play in modern. So that's why I say stock up on this card right now. Stock up. I cannot stress it enough. I'm going to buy as many as I can. So definitely keep an eye on that. That's something worthy of getting. And next we move on to Angel of the Dire Hour. 5 colors, 2 white, flash flying. When Angel of the Dire Hour enters the battlefield, if you cast it from your hand, exile all attacking creatures. 5/4. Amazing. I love it. I love it. It has the effect that it goes in and exiles all the other attacking creatures. Oh, I'm not. So basically, you just go like your opponent is about to swing with all. He goes, I'm gonna swing with all. And then you just say, okay, I had the mana open to cast this creature out. Perfect. Boom. You bring that in. You exile all the attacking creatures. Your opponent is defenseless at that point. It's really good. I love it. Malicious Affliction, 2 black, morbid. When you cast Malicious Affliction, if a creature died this turn, you may copy Malicious Affliction and may choose a new target for the copy. Destroy target non-black creature. The morbid mechanic is always nice. Yeah, definitely. This is a good card. Really good card. I mean, black decks will love to play this card. Yeah, I love it a lot, in fact. It's really nice. Then we have Grave Sifter, 5 colors, 1 green, 1 Grave Sifter. Enters the battlefield. Each player chooses a creature type and returns any number of cards of that type from his or her graveyard to his or her hand. 5/7. Yep. Basically, creature types and then return and then graveyard manipulation. Best card, I would have to say. Overall, this is difficult because I'm looking at 2 cards right now and I don't know which one to pick. But I'm gonna have to go with Malicious Affliction because it is cheap. It is cheap. That's all. It is cheap. Angel of Dire if I'm playing Commander EDH, if I do the Angel deck. But I do love Angel of Dire Hour, but I have to pick one, so it's Malicious Affliction. You know, you may say otherwise, but that's what I pick. So moving on to the artifacts, we have Masterwork of Ingenuity, 1 colorless. It says you may have Masterwork of Ingenuity enter the battlefield as a copy of any equipment on the battlefield. Really nice for 1 mana colorless. Woo! You better believe that's nice. Crown of Doom, 3 colorless. Whenever a creature attacks you or a planeswalker control, it gets +2/+0 until end of turn. Okay. 2 colors. Target player other than Crown of Doom's owner gains control of it. Activate this ability only during your turn. Also, basically, it's like the Doombringer. I like it. I like the mechanic it's using. It's unique. I don't know if it's done before. Probably has, but it's pretty cool. Assault Suit, 4 colorless. Equipped creature gets +2/+2. Has haste, can't attack you or a planeswalker you control, and can't be sacrificed. What? At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, you may have that player gain control of equipped creature until end of turn. If you do, untap it. Equip 3. That's the thing. When it becomes the opponent's turn, that's the deal breaker. So that's why it's good. But I say this is a finisher card in my opinion. So that's what I would do. Lore Seeker Stone, 6 colors, 3 colors. Tap, draw 3 cards. This ability costs 1 more to activate for each card in your hand. I gotta say, oof. For each card in your hand, if you have a full hand, I don't like it that much. I'm gonna be honest, I don't. I'm sorry. An Unstable Obelisk, 3 colors. Artifact, add 1 colors to your mana pool. 7 and tap, sacrifice a stable obelisk, destroy target permanent. Why so much though? I understand this is Commander, and you know you get to that mana. And it's a good concept, but I don't play Commander EDH that much, honestly. I don't. I just don't. I play the other formats, so if I had to pick one, I have to say Masterwork of Ingenuity. I mean, it's cheap. Cheap, cheap, cheap. Cheap is always good. And then next, we have these 4 over here, which is Commander Sphere, going on with the first one. 3 colors, artifact, add to your mana, pull 1 mana of any color in your commander's color, then a sacrifice, Commander Sphere, draw a card. Looks familiar. Reminds me of the banners from Konstantar here, and being able to draw a card and generate mana. Good deal. Yeah, that's why it's a common. Flamekin Village. It's land. As Flamekin Village enters the battlefield, you may reveal an elemental card from your hand. If you don't, Flamekin Village enters the battlefield tapped. Tap. Add 1 red to your mana pool. 1 red. Tap. Target creature gets haste until end of turn. I like it. And that Flamekin Village is really nice. I actually will stock up on this land, actually. This is pretty cool. I like it. Arcane Lighthouse. Drop it and then tap. Add 1 to your mana pool. And then when you have one and you tap, until end of turn, creatures your opponent control lose hexproof and shroud. They can have hexproof or shroud. Sounds familiar. There was a Gatecrash card that did this as well. I say this is nice. This is nice to have. I mean, it's a situational card, like for Legacy sideboard, I guess, or something like that. Is it gonna see a lot of play? I'm not quite sure, but you know, it's a cool card. Myriad Landscape. Myriad Landscape enters the battlefield tapped. Tap, add 1 to your mana pool. 2 colorless, and tap, sacrifice Myriad Landscape. Search your library for up to 2 basic lands that share a land type. Put them onto the battlefield tapped. Then shuffle your library. Oh my god, this card is nuts. For uncommon, yeah, I guess they could put it as uncommon, but I say it's nuts. Why? Because you sacrifice a land to get 2 more lands. Jesus. Wow. I mean, that is awesome. That is awesome. I mean, if I had to pick one, and everybody's saying Myriad Landscape right now. I know that for a fact. They're saying Myriad Landscape, Myriad Landscape. I say Flamekin Village. Why? Because I am a Izzet guy. I'm a brewer, so you know that's the card I like. Add elementals. I don't know if I play that in my deck or anything like that, so I lied. I don't really play elementals, so Myriad Landscape. Although I do like Young Pyromancer from M14, but really it doesn't count because elementals are tokens. So this has been the review. Now, what I'm gonna state right now, it is very relevant to what I am going to do in the future once this comes out. It's gonna come out next week. So this is what I say. Best card of the set that's gonna be highly speculated. Dualcaster Mage. That's gonna be the big card. Probably the sole reason why I'm gonna get the Red Commander deck. The Red Commander is not so great. The artifact thing is cool. Why? Because I mentioned earlier about Wormcoil Engine, and this has great synergy with Wormcoil Engine, the Red Commander. Why? Because if it dies, it's a 6/6. I believe it's a 6/6. I do have the card, so it's cool. I'm gonna have another one once I buy this. It dies. It brings in 1 token creature of lifelink and 1 token creature of death touch, I believe. Yeah, I think so. And then you bring it back again, and then you say, "Come at me." I mean, that is just awesome. And Dualcaster Mage. Dualcaster Mage. What else do I have to say? Dualcaster Mage. I mean, it's a very big long shot. I'm making the prediction that card is gonna be reprinted in another set. I'm not gonna guarantee it. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I hope it does. If it does, oh my god, Modern all day. Because my Modern decks are pretty set right now. If that card gets added into my Modern deck, oh my god, like I have blue-red Delver deck for Modern. If this, oh my god, like this will be nuts, absolutely nuts. Sorry if I stumbled a bit on the set review. I know I haven't released too much content lately and all that, but I'm gonna work on that. I'm gonna release a deck tech soon, and do some unboxings. I know I haven't done any, and unpackings and stuff like that. So stay tuned. More content coming soon. And this was the Commander 2014 set review. Hope you enjoyed it. So, as I said, please just stay tuned. More content coming soon. See the Pillagers signing out. You have a happy Halloween and a nice day.